Good afternoon, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bubba here on the afternoon of Friday, TGIF, March 27, 2020. And I wanted to do a video today and called it Humans Opportunity Lost Due to Bad Leadership. And here it goes. Everybody can have his pros and cons against President Obama. But he did do something good. He established the Paris Accord, which could have been a nice instrument to use in times like today. President Trump, he seems to have walnuts in his head for getting the United States out of that because he says, oh, we're going to lose jobs. Well, aren't you losing jobs today, President Trump? On the pandemic? You could have avoided this pandemic from being as disastrous as it is if you would have let the United States stay in the accord. And here's the problem, President Trump. You have no foreseeing, can't see the future. You're not a good leader. You're nothing. And there's a lot of leaders of the world. Mr. Johnson over there in UK. Xi of China. He's a terrible leader. Everybody knows about Mr. Putin in Russia. But here's the problem. President Obama did one of the better things that he should remember for. The Paris Accord. And you know me, I've said bad things against Mr. Obama because he wasn't exactly a good president. But the Paris Accord would have saved a lot of lives. Big time. Because what you should have used the Paris Accord was the big three powerhouses, Russia, United States, and China. You spend a lot of money on your military defense. The United States spends over $700 billion. Russia and China spend almost $300 billion on their defenses. So they say. So, if you're spending that kind of money, what difference is $4 billion a year for 10 years? And what I would have done is for those $4 billion, okay, I would have said, okay, you guys, the three nations put $4 billion for the first 10 years. That's $40 billion. You keep $2 billion, put it in a fund, worldwide fund, that that the planet can do for the climate and change, restore the atmosphere to lower levels. You can do that. The other $2 billion, put it in a special fund in your nations for unforeseen pandemics. I was telling you this when I first was growling at President Trump for withdrawing from the Paris Accords. And I said that you could do a lot with that accord. Can you imagine if you would have kept that and you would have started doing the $4 billion? You would have had $2 billion in there for climate change. So you would have had already 17, 18, 19. You would have had $6 billion for that. And another $6 billion for pandemic. Sure, it's a drop in the bucket right now, but $6 billion would have helped you a lot. The United States didn't have $6 billion. They have to use a ton of money that they have to now account for. Because they're going to be in debt for, $2 trillion? Plus whatever this pandemic cost them. So you're looking at maybe $5 trillion when it's all said and done. $20 trillion planet-wide when all this is said and done. You see what I mean? I'm from another planet, and this is the way we would have done it. Because you have to think of the planet, and you guys don't, especially President Trump. Now you come in here, and the deaths are going to be much larger than they should have been. You seeing that China, like I told you before, is going to open the country. Now they're realizing that, hey, the people that we thought were cured because they tested negative and we cured them from the coronavirus are starting to test positive again for a second time. How can that be? Well, duh, this is an interesting virus, China. You created it, you tell us. And this is what's going to happen to the Americans and the rest of the world. The people that you say are cleared, the 50,000, in the next couple of months, some of those are going to be reinfected again. This is what I've been trying to tell you. You got a pandemic that doesn't cease. It keeps on going. It's got a roulette wheel. You're playing roulette. Oh, number 20 black, please. Yeah. And it's not Russian roulette. This is your favorite alien, and bye-bye. Good day.